Hello everyone, I'm Kerry-Lou and welcome to Silver Style Studio. Wow, this conversation is really taking off and we're learning so much from each other. Yes, women are speaking out about their own experience of various forms of the pain in the genitopelvic region. First, thanks so much for all your well wishes. I'm pretty much healed 6 weeks after surgery and no longer in any discomfort. For those who have joined my channel for the first time today, you might want to catch up by watching the first 2 videos to know what's going on here. Thanks for all your good vibes and informative comments. They've been tremendously helpful. Sharing your experiences is a very generous thing to do, and it really helps other women not feel so alone when going through any kind of genitopelvic pain. Now, I'm calling it genitopelvic pain in this video because this term encompasses the many types of conditions that can lead to pain when having sex, and in many instances, not only when attempting to have penetrative sex, many women experience pain on a day-to-day basis. We've had some curious, compassionate men joining in this conversation. They want to understand what their partners are going through. They say they're glad they watched the previous videos because their wives were experiencing similar pain to what I described, and they felt so bad thinking it was something they were doing wrong, that they were inadvertently hurting their wives during sex. Look, so many women don't know anything about why their vagina area is hurting. Of course, most men are in the dark about this too. So please talk to your partner if you're going through this, and it's going to help both of you so much. It's so important to communicate with each other as you figure out what your personal issue is, and together you can find other ways to express intimacy and love while looking for some answers. My husband has made this process so much easier for me by giving his support, love, and understanding. So, as I said, I have healed really well from the operation, and I'm slowly getting back to my normal activities and my exercise routine. My doctor's given the okay for sexual intercourse, but that's something I'm not going to rush into by any means. I feel like I have to regain my confidence as far as that's concerned because for so long, penetration hurt. To help me get used to intercourse again, I've been using some dilators and some fun toys before I attempt the real thing. I'll talk more about those later. In the past, when speaking about my procedure, I haven't really given you the correct name of the operation because I too am learning as I go along. It was called a periorophy. Anyway, it's written right here. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it. It was not a tightening operation as a couple of people thought. If anything, it was to create more space and to cut away the very thin and fragile tissue at the entrance of the vagina, meeting the perineal area. I'm so fortunate that my doctor has had years of extensive training in this type of surgery. I know that a doctor like this is not always easy to find. The question most of you have had is, what is your particular issue? It may not be the same as mine, and it can be frustrating trying to find the right doctor to help you. I've read that most OBGYNs require thousands of hours of training, and very few of those hours are concentrated on menopause issues. It's no wonder that so many of us have had terrible experiences finding any kind of help. That's why I'd like to share this book with you that I've recently come across. It's called When Sex Hurts, Understanding and Healing Pelvic Pain. This was recommended by one of my amazing viewers. Thank you. This book gives in-depth descriptions of different types of pelvic pain and the various causes and treatments. It's written by 4 experts in this field, and they are very passionate about getting women the help they need. In the back of the book, there's an extensive list of online resources that will hopefully guide you to the help you or your partner needs. If you're suffering with geniopelvic pain, I highly recommend this book so you can understand so much more. And it will teach you the correct terminology, which I, for one, haven't always been using. In reading your comments on the previous videos, a few women have expressed that they're not in a relationship now, so they don't have to worry about these issues. They feel they can ignore any vaginal atrophy. One woman said that she solved her problem, no more men for her. But here's the thing, as so many of you have commented, this isn't just about pain during sex. Many women are in such pain it stops them working out, even taking a brisk walk, and that, of course, affects your overall health. I'm sure you've heard the term use it or lose it. We say that a lot as we age. We say it about our brain, our bodies. Well, the same is true of our vagina. But here's the thing. You don't have to be in a relationship with anyone but yourself to care about and love your vagina. No partner? No problem. Have a date with your own hand. And perhaps a toy. And maybe a glass of wine. You don't have to aim for sexual arousal. You could think of it as physical therapy for your vagina. But if you happen to have an orgasm while on this date with yourself, well, the benefits are huge. And of course, you don't have to have penetration to experience one, if that's painful to you. Here are just a few of the benefits. The pelvic muscles contract and release during orgasm, strengthening your pelvic floor muscles. This makes for better bladder control. Orgasm can help stress, and it can help you sleep better. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you bought a sex toy? Remember when they were called marital aids? I know, now I'm really dating myself. They used to have weird ads in the backs of newspapers with a photo of a woman massaging her neck with a vibrator. Even as a kid, I knew that lady didn't have a neck problem. There was something else going on. But here's the good news. You don't have to sneak into some shady sex shop to buy a vibrator. Have any of you noticed how a huge selection of sex aids are available in drugstores these days? The other day I was in CVS, and for those of you overseas, that's a drugstore in the US or a chemist if you're from the UK. Anyway, I couldn't believe the array of sizes, shapes, and colors. There was something for everyone. And of course, the world is your oyster when you shop online. I am going to show you my marital aid of choice. And the reason I like this one was that it isn't designed for penetration. No, this one is all about clitoral stimulation. It has a sucking action. I'll turn it on here. I doubt that you can hear that, but this sounds like a little motorboat. But it increases in power. Anyway, this one is a lot of fun. So let me show you something else that I got online. These are not really sex toys. Whoops, one nearly escaped. In fact, I don't find them sexy at all. They're called vaginal dilators, and they help with many kinds of genitopelvic pain. They increase in size, starting from teeny weeny to way larger. Doctors recommend them for women who have penetration problems, and they also keep your vagina in the game if you're not currently in a sexual relationship. Oh, and one more important thing. Make sure to pick up some lube. I like this one. It's called Slippery Stuff, and when it comes to lube, the more the merrier. Okay, so back to my situation. Apparently, I do suffer from Lichen Sclerosus, which a few of you suggested it was. Ah, you're so smart. But it was confirmed after I had the operation and the tissue was sent to the lab. Previous to the operation, my doctor had been trying to treat me with some of the treatment that are suggested for the LS symptoms, such as hormone cream. And we didn't try any topical steroid treatment, which many people have success with, because my doctor explained steroid cream is for those with worse symptoms than what I had. Even though I had this procedure, I'll still have to continue to treat Lichen Sclerosus with the hormone cream. It's just crazy that I've never even heard of this condition before, because no one talks about it. But it's really quite common, especially in postmenopausal women. One thing that's stressed in this wonderful book is how important it is to examine your vagina area with a mirror and take note of any changes. Many problems are easier to treat if caught early. I was not doing this. I hadn't looked at my vagina in years. I really hadn't a clue what was going on until recently. If you look up LS on Google or Lichen Sclerosus, you will see some frightening images, but please know that in most cases it doesn't look that severe. Symptoms can be extremely subtle at first, and that's when you want to treat it. Here are just a few things to know if you think you might have LS. First, nobody knows the cause of Lichen Sclerosus. You didn't cause it, and it's not an STD. Women, men, and even children can have it, although it mostly affects women. It's not transmittable. It's not caused by fungus, bacteria, or virus. The sooner you treat it, the better, even if you're not a sexual person. Don't ignore your vagina or anything in that area. And if you are experiencing any kind of pain anywhere in your body, please go to your doctor. In most cases, Lichen Sclerosus is treatable with hormone cream or steroids. I'm not going to go into detail too much about Lichen Sclerosus because there's a lot to know. And I'm not a medical professional, but I will have some resources listed in my video description below so you can find out more. I hope this has been helpful for some of you, even if you're not suffering from genital pelvic problems. At least now the terminology is more familiar to you, and who knows, maybe you can be a source of knowledge and wisdom for friends and family who don't know what's going on with them or where to turn to for help. I'm not sure if there will be a fourth video to the Vagina Dialogues. Maybe there will be if there's any important news I want to share with you and if I feel that it's helpful. I really love the direction that Silver Style Studio is traveling into. It's become more like a forum where you are giving great advice to each other. It's not just coming from me, because as I've said before, I'm not a medical professional. I'm sharing with you a medical problem that I have had. I'm sharing my particular journey. My way may not be the perfect way. So I really like to get all of your opinions, and some of your advice has been extremely helpful. So please keep it up. we never know what the next video might be. I would love to discuss HRT, for example. It's been in the New York Times recently, a lot of articles rethinking the dangers of HRT. So maybe we'll go there next time. Anyway, all your suggestions are really helpful, so keep them coming. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.